This is Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place. And Jonny Mangue finally vanquishing the Pit Boss, defeating him in an unsanctioned dog collar match last night, the first of its kind in Beyond Wrestling. And now that Jonny Mangue has put that chapter of his career here in Beyond Wrestling behind him, he can focus on being his own man. A clean slate, 0 points. He's going to be looking to keep the momentum going at the expense of Maserati Rick. His team, of course, coming up on the losing end of things at the Off the Grid Live event against Team New England. Maserati Rick, a graduate from the BCWA promotion up in Detroit, Michigan. Don't let his looks fool you. He is as agile as any wrestler that has ever come through Beyond Wrestling. Maserati Rick trying to find a counter. Now applying pressure to the wrist of Jonny Mangue. And using his head. And just like that, Jonny Mangue rolling through in a one-hitter cartwheel. Able to reverse the position. Now he's got Maserati Rick arm trap. He's trying to get him in the jaws of the Jaguar submission right away. And Maserati Rick just a couple seconds away from being forced to submit or pass out. I don't think that he was expecting this match to end that early. Now some of the other wrestlers here getting underneath the skin of Maserati Rick. Seems a little bit hesitant to get back in the ring with Jonny Mangue. Of course, we see Jarek 120 on the floor with an extra camera filming for his documentary. I think now's as good a time as ever to give Jarek 120 a shout out. Make sure to subscribe to his Disturbed Reality YouTube channel for magic tricks and social dynamics. Of course, we saw the beating that he took wrestling Drew Gulak earlier in the weekend. It's a miracle he's even able to hold that camera. Oh, now Maserati Rick, it looked like he was going to be tying up with Jonny Mangue once again. Sneaking in that cheap shot to the abdomen. Now strapping on that side headlock. Really wrenching away in the side of the head of Jonny Mangue. Mangue connected with a couple shots of his own, sending Maserati Rick off the ropes. Rick had the momentum, able to take Jonny Mangue down. And look at this. Maserati Rick trying to send Jonny Mangue out of the ring, able to catch himself on the apron. Maserati Rick turned around to find out. Comes charging in. Jonny Mangue catching him low. Flipping over, landing on his feet. Again, Maserati Rick going low. And this time, Maserati Rick catching him from behind with that leg drop. Only good for a 2 count. Just like that, we see Maserati Rick right back to that headlock. This time applying pressure on the chin. Trying to make it even more difficult for Jonny Mangue to get back up to his feet. Trying to suck what energy he can out of him in this hold. Again, Mangue's trying to fire out. Just like that, one clubbing blow. And Jonny Mangue's retreating to the corner. Maserati Rick has been scouting Jonny Mangue. Knows to make sure to attack the abdomen. This is going to have little to no effect if he tries to go after the head. Mangue trying to fight back, doing what he can to create some separation, create some distance. To no avail. Now being sent for the ride. Crashing it hard into the buckle, but just shrugging it off. That double punch to the gut, Maserati Rick. And now Mangue looking for some signature offense. Mangue came charging to go with that elbow. Responds to the headbutt and the super kick. Maserati Rick is down. Mangue going for the pin. Can't keep him down. Jonny Mangue, I think many would consider to be the ace of Beyond Wrestling. Going to think that if Maserati Rick can pick up the victory, it's going to be considered somewhat of an upset. Now we see Jonny Mangue relying on one of his favorite holds, that trapezius hold, with those taped fingers, doing even more damage. Trying to numb up the right arm, making it more difficult, but not impossible, for Maserati Rick to kick out. Now it's Mangue stalking his opponent. Maserati Rick trying to go to the ropes. Oh, got caught hard with a chop. Oh, just that open hand slap to the face. Mangue snapping him down to the mat. A big kick right to the back. That'll rattle up some of those vertebrae. Now that Mangue's in control and really taking his time, making sure he's very meticulous so as to not make any mistakes. Even then, one step ahead. Here we see Maserati Rick with that scouted, holding onto the ropes to avoid the neckbreaker attempt. Now Now responding with an open hand shot of his own. Caught him upside the head. Oh, and again. That time Mangue crumpling in a heap of himself. Maserati Rick's not done. Rick now with that Fisher and Buster. Could this be it? 1, 2, no. Now Rick with that side headlock applied once again. Perhaps going to be looking for a chin lock. Difficult to tell from my vantage point. That's definitely a chin lock. Trying to apply his bicep and tricep on the lower part of Jonny Mangue's jaw. Just as we saw earlier in the match, very difficult to keep Mangue subdued. Rick taking too much time going for that clothesline. Mangue caught him with that face buster. Just turning him inside out with that clothesline. Mangue caught him high, and now this is going to be Mangue's best attempt to finish this match. Maserati Rick having a power out, get that left shoulder off the mat before the referee's hand comes down for the third time in as many seconds. Now Mangue, something that we haven't seen for an extended period of time, turning to the support of the wrestlers here at Beyond Wrestling. Another great counter from Maserati Rick, a response to the clothesline of his own. Look at the elegance as Maserati Rick soars through the air, able to change his momentum, but when he lands back on his feet, gets caught with the neck breaker, still out of the way, and catching Jonny Mangue, driving him face first down to the mat. Not sure if he got all of it. And that's the difference between this match continuing and Maserati Rick picking up an upset victory. It looked like he had the Rolling Thunder headbutt of Jonny Mangue scouted, but he took too much impact on the neck breaker, could not connect it the way that he wanted to. But even still, he's in the driver's seat. Maserati Rick with an elbow to the side of Jonny Mangue's head. Once again, looking to send him across the ring. This time, Mangue just too strong. Mangue catching the boots. Look at this combination of headbutts and kicks. Maserati Rick trapped in the ropes, nowhere to go. Mangue charging him with a boot to the side of the head. Certainly seen some newer tactics out of Jonny Mangue in this match. They're gonna fly, tried and true cross body, killed him with it, killed him with it. Oh, if only it hooked the leg. Even still, Maserati Rick persevering. The wherewithal to somehow kick out. Mangue learning from his mistake, but just not enough coverage on that lateral press. Even still, not nearly as much energy out of Maserati Rick trying to kick out. Just barely staying alive in this contest. And it looks like Jonny Mangue once again maybe signaling for that choke bomb. No, instead looking to send Maserati Rick across the ring. Just comes charging in with a forearm. Maserati Rick is in a world of hurt. Gets caught with that inverted atomic drop. Now Jonny Mangue quick to leap to the second. Robs! Oh my God, he got plucked right out of midair. The impact into the pin. Just a millisecond away from being defeated. Where is Maserati Rick finding these counters? I've never even seen Mangue do that before. So it's not like Maserati Rick could have had that scouted. I've probably called more Jonny Mangue matches than anybody else in Beyond Wrestling history. Now Maserati Rick looking for that elbow. Jonny Mangue had that one scouted. He had done his homework. Got his knees up and now right to the jaws of the Jaguar. Maserati Rick doing what he can to try and fight it off. Forced to tap out. Great back and forth action. Gotta say, I really love the fight that Maserati Rick picked up. But Jonny Mangue needed this victory in order to cement himself. And again, no longer affiliated with the Doom Patrol. +1, picking up a victory over Maserati Rick. And finally, he's got the support of the other wrestlers, something that he did not have for such a long period of time. One of the reasons that he was not able to find bookings outside of Beyond Wrestling was because of his affiliation with Chris Dickinson, the Pit Boss, and the Doom Patrol. But with Chris Dickinson out of the picture for the time being, in a sound defeat, beating the Pit Boss in a match where he could not run away, with the Pit Boss's own chains being wrapped around his throat. And a sign of respect out of Jonny Mangue, making sure that the other wrestlers are here are chanting for Maserati as well, even extending the hand, something that we would have never seen even a year ago. Come on, Maserati. That was a great match. You can't be embarrassed about that loss. And there we see the respect out of Maserati. Disappointed, but nothing to be ashamed of. See, the match certainly took its toll on Jonny Mangue as he's staggering around trying to get out of the ring. Having a little bit of fun.